Hi, I'm Jeff Heldorn, and I'm gonna show you how I catch mackerel for bait. And I'm gonna start by just showing you what kind of a setup I use to catch the bait. And I use a little rig called a Sabiki rig. Here's two examples. I use any Sabiki rig really. I like some with color, some without. They all seem to work. And I use a Sabiki rod to use these rigs, and these rods are made for the Sabikis. They're just a hollow tube, and they've got a tip on them that allows you to reel everything right up into the rod, so that you don't snag your hands on the hooks if you use a regular rod and reel. So first thing we're going to do is I've got an old Sabiki on this one. I'm going to swap it out and put a new one on to get ready to go. And you can see these old ones, they get rusty hooks, and you might get away with using this, but these hooks will break and just, you know, cause you to lose fish. So we're going to just re-rig really quick and just, you know, start fresh. So we're going to save the weight from the previous one. This weight is a 4 ounce, and I don't like using too heavy a weight. I like using a weight that's heavy enough to get the Sabiki down real quick. You don't necessarily need to fish it real deep, but this also acts like a stopper in the top of the rod, so it fits up there like a little bit of ice cream in an ice cream cone. You use too small a weight, it could slide in. So that's just what I like to do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one with the feathers on it, but you could really use any one. And the one little trick with this is I have a 7-foot Sabiki rod. So the one little challenge is that these lengths between the swivel to attach the weight and the swivel to tie your main line is longer than the opening here where your line comes out and the tip here. So what you got to do, what I do, or like to do, because I can wind my Sabiki all the way to the tip, is I shorten the rig a little bit. So what you need to do is you really need to cut off this bottom feather. This one, we're going to cut it off about here. We're going to tie on our snap swivel to that new section that we just created right here, and then we're going to be able to attach our weight and wind that weight all the way up into the rod. So we'll just take care of that here real quick. Okay, so now our weight's on. And these Sabikis, if you just kind of pull on one end, they come out of this package pretty easily. They look like they're going to be pretty tangled, but they're usually not. So like so. Now we're ready to tie on to the main line. Okay, so now if I did that right, I'm going to be able to wind this all the way up into my Sabiki. And I've got a nice fit where it sits right up there in the tip. I could have done a little bit shorter there, but nonetheless, ready to go. So now that I've done that, the other thing we need is chum. So I like to use this canned mackerel. You can get this at the dollar store for $1. If you go to your grocery store, it's like $2.99. But either way, I like this best. You can use cat food, but sometimes the cat food just doesn't seem to be as attractive to them. So we're gonna use this canned mackerel, and we're gonna rake it up with a fork and just kind of flip it into the water and create a nice little chum slick and attract the mackerel to the boat, and hopefully load this tank with bait. So let's get out there and see if we can catch them. Okay, the wind came up really bad yesterday, so I couldn't get out to make bait. So I'm gonna go out this morning and we'll see if we can catch some. Okay, so just outside the harbor, we're gonna go look at a couple spots where we typically try to catch mackerel and see if we can use our fish finder to find a few spots where we can start and see if we have any luck. So sometimes I'll just slow troll around a little bit, see if I can pick one up, and that'll be where I start. So you want to rake this up, make it nice and chunky, small and flaky, and that's what you're going to throw in the water as chum. And you're going to make this can last for your whole session if you're lucky. Just seem to be biting, which is great, because that could be just the opposite many days when we're out here. But today they bite in the sabiki just great. So you also want to have one of these little release tools so that you can slide this up the line. It'll loop into the curve of the hook, and the mackerel will fall off of your hook without you touching the bait, which is important. You don't want to have to touch the bait to unhook them because they won't live as long. So I think we got about 60 baits. Now we need to put them in the receiver. So we're gonna bucket them up and carry them up there. Okay, well that's it. We got some nice bait. Now we just have to go out on a trip and catch some nice fish. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you liked it. I'm going to be posting some more how-to videos as well as some fishing trips. Hopefully have some fun stuff to watch. Thanks again. Bye.